Hello and welcome back to another episode of Harold's Heavy Duty. This video is the one that everyone has been waiting for, and in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how exactly I set up my ads and how I get my customers. So by the end of this video, you should be able to walk away, replicate everything that I'm doing, and get your first customer. Now, before we get into this video, I wanted to stop and take a second to say thank you guys. The community we are growing is really cool. I'm super inspired, and our channel has basically taken off in a very short period of time. So thank you. It would also mean the world to me if you guys liked this video and subscribed to the channel. Secondly, all glory to God. I've said this in every single video, and I will say it in every single video more moving forward because I'm not taking the credit for anything. So thank you guys. Let's get this started. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you guys know that I've been doing a couple things. Right now we've been doing some rock runs, rock deliveries, and we've been doing some tinting on heavy duty equipment and some cars, but more on that to come. This definitely has been the most anticipated video that I have done yet. It has been the most requested video. All of these comments have led to the same conclusion. How are you getting your customers? So I'm happy to announce that. If you've been following the channel for a little bit, you guys know that right now I've basically been exclusively using Facebook and in more depth Facebook Marketplace to secure my customers. And in this video, I'm going to show you how, obviously. I'll have you know, though, that I have not paid a dime in marketing up until this point, and we probably will in the future, especially if I want to do this more full time. But I haven't spent a dime, and you guys might not have to either. Now, there's going to be a way to do this naturally, and there's going to be a way to do this with money and paid ads. And either way that you guys do that, that's totally up to you. But I definitely encourage you to just kind of test the waters with some of this stuff before you invest money into doing ads. Because there's a lot of resources that you guys can use: Google, Facebook, word of mouth groups, Nextdoor, to really advertise your services and what you do. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Facebook Marketplace. I have been using my personal profile to post things for sale on Facebook Marketplace. It just so happens that rock is an actual tangible item that you can sell on Facebook. And I've kind of hinted at this, what I'm about to say, in some of my previous videos, but depending on what you're doing, you have to be a little careful when it comes down to Facebook because Marketplace, when it comes down to Facebook Marketplace, because when you're advertising on Facebook Marketplace, technically you need to be selling actual items. Facebook, most of the time, will take ads off of their marketplace if you're promoting a service rather than a product. Now, I have found a few workarounds, and many people have, because I see a lot of ads that are actually promoting services and they don't get taken down. So there's definitely some gray area here. You just have to be a little bit careful with what you're advertising in regards to service. So it's definitely possible to advertise services on Facebook, but technically they don't allow it. So you got to be careful. On the other hand, if you're selling a tangible item like rocks or tint, technically could be a tangible item, depending on how you worded it. If you're selling tangible items, Facebook is going to naturally push your listing out to everyone on Facebook Marketplace. And I'm guessing, and this is just a guess because I really don't know, that if you have a good seller rating, which you can build up over long periods of time, you're probably going to be pushed more and more and more and more and more. You also need to remember that at some point, I think it's like 7 or 14 days, your Facebook ads will technically expire. So you need to renew them ever so often so that you're always popping back up to the top, if you will. The basic requirements for what I'm about to show you guys how to do is you need a Facebook Marketplace profile. Well, you really just need a Facebook, because with a Facebook profile, you have access to Marketplace. So if you guys don't have that, I suggest that you create one, even if it's you creating one just for your sales profile or to do these kind of sales. The other option, but you don't really have access to Marketplace, is to create a business profile. I highly recommend that you're doing this legitimately. I've had a lot of comments saying, like, should I create an LLC? Yes, you should create an LLC. You should definitely do this legitimately. Anyhow, the problem with LLCs is that your Facebook business profile doesn't necessarily have the same access or rules and regulations, whatnot, to marketplace as your personal profile would. So I have been using my personal profile, and as we jump into it, you're going to need that. That's a requirement. One Facebook profile. That's it. All right. So without further ado, let's get down to the good stuff. Let's pop on over to the computer so I can show you exactly how I do this. Down to the nitty gritty. So what I've done is I logged into Facebook. I'm not going to show you guys that because that's all my info. We're going to go home and then navigate over to the Marketplace tab. From here, don't get distracted with all these cool things that you can buy, because you need to remember we're here to make some money. And soon we're going to have one of these ads and we're going to be on this as well. So if you look over here, we can create a new listing. We can create multiple listings. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. I have a couple of landscape options or rocks available for my picking, and I will probably just choose one, and I'll show you a little bit how I go with pricing or do pricing as well. Anyhow, we're going to come over here. We're going to create a new listing. It's very simple. We're going to choose our listing type. Really, what we're going to do is an item for sale. Now, I'm specifically going to demonstrate how to set up one of these rock deliveries or rock sales. And so, of course, this is going to just be an item for sale. I'm going to click item for sale, and this is where we can add photos, we can add videos, we can add a title, price, category, condition, description, yada, 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 yada. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about, okay, what do I want to sell? Well, in this example, I'm just going to show you how to sell rock. Now, what I wouldn't do is come over, say you have your local landscaping yard. In our case, it's just Pioneer. So I definitely don't recommend stealing pictures from places like this, because if you do, that's actually illegal. They own these pictures. So here's what I recommend, and here's what I did. I went to the local landscaping yard. I actually went to this one, and I decided, okay, well, I definitely like river rock. I want to sell river rock. So here's your price, by the way. And that's going to be your retail price, not your wholesale price. But I took physical pictures of the rock that I wanted to sell on Facebook, so then I could legally put it as a picture. Are you going to get in trouble for doing it another way? I don't know, but I'm definitely telling you to not do that. All right, we're going to take a pause here right before we go ahead and finish this ad out, because I have a couple of things I want to touch on. Number one, you guys have asked me a bunch of questions about this, which I will get to in a second. But number one, I don't know everything, guys. I recommend you start an LLC. I recommend you get your state tax, sales tax license. I recommend you get your city sales tax license so that you can do this away and you can actually go get wholesale accounts. But I'm sure I'm missing something. So if you guys have more questions, I suggest you consult somebody that you trust and or a attorney that deals with small businesses. Now, I have been asked, hey, can I pay you for like a consulting fee? Will you show me how to set this up? Will you show me how to do my business? Yes, that is coming. I will address that in another video. But the main question that I wanted to address I have been asked multiple times on the channel in the comments is this. How are you able to do this? Do the rock yards know that you're doing this? And legally speaking, like, is this even legal? In short, to my knowledge, yes. I have a legitimate business that has the proper licensing, and these rock yards have a retail price just to the average customer. And then they have a wholesale price that they give it to businesses for. So I've applied for my licenses. I've proved that I'm a legitimate business to these landscape yards, and now I get wholesale pricing. I then take that wholesale pricing, I mark it up if I want to, and I sell it to my customers. Guys, that's business 101. And that's just not exclusive to the rock industry. I could find a product that I like online. I can show them I have a reseller's or sales tax license. Then they give me their wholesale pricing. I go then sell their product for a profit online, and all is well. That's business 101, and that's how some of this stuff operates. The other thing too with that is, in doing this, I've kind of found a niche. There is a huge gap. These yards are not wanting to necessarily do a 1 or 2 ton delivery. And frankly, the trucks that they might use to do that are huge. And so it leaves a lot of food, if you will, on the table for us. these little guys, these small residential homes or large residential homes, it doesn't matter. They still want to do these projects too. And they are my customers. They are your customers, hopefully in the future, right? And so by creating this ad, I'm reaching customers who need a product, which I'm approved, by the way, to sell at whatever I feel I want to sell it for. Now, I could even buy it at the retail price, given I really technically have the right licensures, and I could skyrocket the price too, and I can sell it even higher than the retail price. Now, I definitely don't recommend doing, I'm just trying to illustrate the point of if you buy a product, you can resell your product given that you have the proper licensure. Alrighty, back to the juicy stuff. So let's go with the example of crushed black granite. I'm going to add some photos. I definitely recommend you take some videos and you add some videos, but right now we're going to add some photos. So I've added as many photos as I can so the customer has a very clear picture of what I'm selling. In this case, this is crushed black granite. I think they call this Dalmatian. And now we can move forward. I don't have a video of this, but I do recommend you guys take videos. And at a minimum, it's definitely a good business practice to, before you load up your rock, like send your customer a picture. So we're going to go ahead and call this, actually, we're going to call this 1 ton of crushed black granites. Granites. We can decide whatever price we want. However, there are multiple people doing this, so you need to be careful. If you charge an arm and a leg for this, you're probably going to get less customers. Might be worth it on that one customer, but definitely don't price gouge. Try to be as honest as you can. I can get my crushed black granite for $55 a ton. Now that's before tax and that's per ton. Now, I'm definitely not going to offer it for $55 a ton because that's what I get it for and I have to pay tax on that. That means I'm going to lose money. But maybe I decide I want to put it up for $75 or $85 a ton because I know if I go to the other landscape stores around, which are a little further, they're selling it for $105 wholesale, by the way, 120 or 115 retail to their customers. So there is a little bit of flexibility in this, and you're going to have to play with the market. Now, as far as category goes, let's see, landscaping and walkway lights. Well, we probably don't want to do that. Let's see about rocks. Well, we don't want to do that. Maybe we just keep it empty if it allows us to. Or patio and garden, you can kind of mess with that if you want. Stepping stones might be a good option. Condition is obviously going to be new because these rocks are new, never used. And here's the important part too. Now, when you're doing quote unquote services, or you're trying to sell something like tint, but really you're selling a service, this is where you need to be careful. And if you literally say like trailer for rent, that's really a service, not a product. If you say my tint services for sale, $100 an hour, probably going to get taken down. I'm not worried about it in this example because rocks are real. Just kidding. I mean, they are real, but it's a tangible item. So what I would typically do is something like this. 1 ton straightforward of crushed black granite. Also, I can get as much as you need. It would be a good idea in here as well to then add like different variations or just give a little bit more details like Dalmatian style or white available as well. You can just add whatever you want. We're just going to simplify it. I can get as much as you need. Contact me for details. And I almost forgot something. I'll come down a line or two after I correct my word. Delivery available. I wouldn't do this in capital letters. I'm just doing this to illustrate the point of delivery available for an extra fee. I would leave it very vague so that people ask, how much do you charge for delivery? Your rock price is set, but your delivery price I wouldn't set to something specific. And I wouldn't do that because if you say charge and what I will typically do is if it's local, like if it's within like 15 miles of me, I will charge somebody a minimum of $100. The further out you go, the further out, or the more you need to charge. And what this charge is going to cover is things like gas, things like maintenance, your tires, your oil changes, which, by the way, guys, it's not ridiculous. Like, people are grilling me. First of all, I know I'm missing like a couple of things, but I'm not worried. I'm not scared about maintenance. I'm not scared about tires. Like, you are going to make, you can, I shouldn't say you are, you can make a ton of money doing this. And if you're doing it right, don't be worried about all these expenses. Don't be scared, because if you don't take a little risk, you're never going to get anywhere. So we've chosen black because black is a color, and I'm pretty sure we can just keep the materials or whatnot, more details, blank. Now, this is one way I typically do these ads. There's another way that I typically do these ads as well. And I'm actually going to post this because because this is another ad and it just gets me out there. I'm selling something legit, and crushed black granite is actually really popular. I do want to fix my big O and turn it to a little O, and here we go. So we're gonna go ahead and press next. We're going to do, sure, we'll go Castle Rock. This is going to be local pickup. You can, I guess there's not an option for delivery. We're going to do door drop off. There's obviously a bunch of different options. And the next screen is super important too. There's a little hack that I have for you. Go join as many groups and for sale groups that are obviously local to you. Click this extra group, which has 45,000 members. I'm going to click Elbert County Classifieds, more classifieds, more classifieds, more trade slash classifieds, more trade. Oh my gosh. Buy, sell, advertise, garage sale, classified ads, and you get the idea. I'm just gonna finish out this. Howard's Ranch classified. So I've joined about, or I'm not. I have joined all of these, yes, but I'm going to list this in all of these groups. Doesn't mean every single person in these groups are going to see it, but that's fine. This just pushes us out there for free. We're going to go ahead and publish this, and voila. So, okay, so it's already active. It didn't have to go through any processing or any viewing or screening or whatever, because it's a legitimate rock. So we're good to go. I do want to show you as well, too. Check this out. All my marketplace ads. Guys, this is from today. I have Kay, I have Deepak. This is a trailer I'm renting. I have Steve, I have Dylan, I have Alfonso. 4 hours ago, I'm getting blown up. And this might be what you experience in your area. It might not be what you experience in your area. But I thought it was pretty cool to show you. Actually, Dion, I've mentioned him in a couple videos. He was the one who initially kind of got me into this, and he had the same thing. Dude, he like posted some extra rock that he had for one of his landscaping jobs. And that's what you're doing. It's just landscaping. You're literally doing landscaping jobs. So you're legit if you do it the right way. But anyways, he posted some of this stuff, and he just got blown up. And so that was kind of where the whole idea started. And here we go. But I want to talk about one more thing. And there's one thing that I did different. Okay, so I wanted to touch on this, and I'm just going to go ahead and create a new listing. We're going to pretend like all of our rocks are a little bit different, and I can actually show you with a couple of options. So let me add these pictures, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to create a blanket ad, meaning I'm selling more than one rock within the ad. So now I have an ad for 3/4 inch crushed black granite Dalmatian style. I have the next picture, which is inch and a half. I have the next picture, which is river rock. And then I have a fourth picture, which is golden river rock. All of these rocks are different. So now I have this ad. We're going to call it landscaping rock, and I'm going to put in parentheses any amount. We can do multiple trips, and I can add our price. I can do a blanket price, or I can add one of the prices for the rock. There's not an option to create like multiple prices. So we're just going to do a blanket 99, or you can choose your highest price rock, 120. We're going to do the same. We'll go patio and garden. You might try a different category and see what happens. We'll just try garden decor this time. And it's obviously going to be new. We're going to come down to the description as well, and we'll put something in along these lines. I can get any rock, or message me for all your needs. any rock, any amount, contact me for pricing, and as well, delivery is available. So let's go do that real quick. Okay, so there we go. I typed it. 1 ton of your favorite rock. Message me with what you need and how much. I can also provide you a quote. This is a big one, guys. I can provide you with a quote if you give me dimensions of your area or whatever your project is. And down here, delivery available for an extra fee. Thanks for looking. So now we have the option of them coming in and seeing multiple types of rocks, at least beginning a conversation with you. And obviously, there's more than just these 4, and we can kind of coach our clients from there. Our color, we didn't even have to put a color, I don't think, and I'm not going to because it's all different. We're just going to leave these material details alone. We'll click next. We have this big, cool blanket ad, door drop off, next, and then the same thing. We're going to go to all of our buy, sell, trade groups, all of our classified groups. Let me just click them real quick. This way we, again, get put in as many places as we can. And I really wasn't going to make this ad. I was going to make the example, but I'm already here, and one more ad puts me in one more place, and that might mean I get one more client. So at this point, I probably have like 5 or so different ads for different rocks, by the way, on these buy, sell, and trade groups and these classifieds and marketplace themselves. So I might be pushed in front of a lot of eyes for free. We're going to go ahead and publish that. I think it should publish no problem. I'm selling legitimate rock, and all of my pictures are different than anything I've done before. If not, it'll tell us, hey, your listing looks like something super similar to another listing that you may have done. We're not going to approve it. Well, look at that. It approved it. So actually, I have created 2 new ads just in this time that I've been showing you how to do it. So I literally broke it down for you exactly how I would do it, exactly how I did it in front of you is how I would do it. You can also boost your post, right? I think you come here, you can promote it, right? You can pay money to get your ad in front of a bunch of people. I haven't had to do that. You might have to do that. You might experiment with it. We might experiment with this on the channel, but now we have an ad for something we're selling that we know we're going to make a profit on, and we can make more of a profit on delivery, which is actually like a thing. People charge for deliveries, and we can go from there. So anyways, we'll check back on this like tomorrow or something, and I bet you in the morning I wake up with like 3 or 4 messages. Am I going to win all these clients? Am I going to get all the jobs? No. Do I consider that wasting time or a huge expense? No, not really. It doesn't take me much, if any at all, time to really respond to these. And the last thing I want to leave you with too is you can also, and there's a bunch of websites, like even on Pioneer here, look, they have a calculator. And this is where you can come in and your client says, okay, I have a 10 by 12 area and I need this XYZ rock. And so we'll just, for demonstration purposes, we're going to say it's river rock, which is typically 3/4 inch or inch and a half. And we want to go with anywhere from a 2 to 3 inch depth. I definitely recommend a minimum of 2. And I always tell my people that we're going to go with a minimum of 2.5 inch depth. We could calculate here and, oh, there's 120 feet. And we recommend 1.25 tons, but I always add a little bit extra. A little bit extra is better than a little bit less, in my opinion. We recommend 1.38, or maybe let's just even round up 1.5 tons. So now I can tell my client, here's, based on my calculations, what I would recommend going with.